All right, welcome everybody to our second game of the week. I think second game of the week is Collective League Season 2, Week 1. I am your caster, Beniao, and I'm with me with another co-caster. You might have seen Soldier last time, but now we have Shadow with us today. How you doing today, man?
Pretty good. How about you?
Not too shabby. Another day of work done, but I'm glad to cast this game. Cast another game here at Collective League, and we'll start off on our Cafe of all maps. Map you don't see very often. The first band is going to be Jackal. Not too surprising.
I don't know, man. I love Cafe. It's my favorite map in the pool.
It's definitely a breath of fresh air. I love to see Cafe play, but you'll see, teams don't play Cafe that much because of the fact that it's new, because of the fact that it's something different that people aren't maybe ready for it. They have the strats for it, especially maybe in a smaller league like this where teams aren't as well put together.
Fair enough.
And so we'll see the first two bans are Jackal and Capital. Mirror, of course, is going to get banned out, but these bans all make sense so far, which kind of sucks. It's all pretty normal. They're all pretty standard. Jackal, of course, because the Inox and the good weapon kit he has. Not only having the C7 or the PDW, but a set of smokes and a secondary shotgun. So pretty powerful to be running. And the last ban is going to be Echo. And so, Mirror, Echo being banned out. Capital, of course, been out because of his fire bolts being extremely strong for covering and just getting operators who are defenders inside of, well defended places behind a wall, behind a half wall, behind a bar. And then you have Mirror for these black mirrors, getting rid of those. And Echo, of course, for the Yokais, because nobody else to deal with. We'll start our first defense here on Bar and Cocktail Cafe. It's going to be final stakes, starting the defense first. And this is a defense-side map, especially because it is new. People don't have exactly fleshed out strats for it. The same point, also, a lot of these sites are very easy, not easy, but they're easier to defend compared to other maps.
Oh, I definitely agree with that. I'm interested to see where the bandit plays here, because there's not very many places the bandit can trick safely on this map.
Well, the Thatcher is a big thing,
site.
so bandit isn't exactly, it's not hard, it's not crazy to ban a trick. You can ban a trick, you could technically ban a trick over by red stairs, but you have to be careful of the window. And if you have someone friendly next to you help out with that, you could trick that. But you also could trick Freezer. The only problem with tricking Freezer is that there is a point you can get shot from the skylight.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
There's not
Depends
many
if
places
they had a
you
castle.
can safely sit to bandit.
Yeah, if they had a castle, it'd be a different story too. If they had a castle to at least board up that door, he could potentially ban a trick in peace. Depends on where you put it. Looks like he maybe not tricking it all, he might just putting it on the wall just to make a time, waste utility, waste resources of the attack.
I'm interested to see why they put those reinforcements on the bar to piano wall right there. Usually you like the crossfire there on the single wall between piano and bar.
I have no clue what you're talking about. You said
the one right
wall?
in the center of the screen right now.
Oh, that's not a single wall, it's a double wall.
That's what I meant. Like,
Oh,
I usually don't see reinforcements go down there.
No, well, yes and no. You will see reinforcements down there sometimes. You will not. Sometimes they don't reinforce it for the very reason where they want to make it harder for you to get to that point. Because if you open that wall, you can get a good place to plant. More than anything. Between bar and cigar lounge right there. That's usually people will open it up, or they take control of cigar lounge. They'll open that wall up and they'll plant in that area right at that wall. You also can even, it's just like in Oregon where you butt plant. You can do the same thing there at that wall. You see a lot of teams reinforce that or open it up the bottom of it so you can see them trying to get into that site. We'll see what happens. See, Bebas here actually looks like he is trying to ban trick at the wall between red and cigar lounge. He has Shadow backing up and trying to keep control of White Hall and White Stairs. But there actually is one below beat Senpai.
And it seemed like Senpai took a couple of shots there. No damage exchange, but it definitely shook up the alibi.
Looks like the Senpai scared off at the moment. Is going to rotate the White Stairs, but GP is in a good position to cover that. And Bebas takes some heavy damage from Razors at the window. But Bebas will make the shots on the Razor and win that fight, actually. But the wall will get opened up by Thermite because of that.
Oh, no, it looks like he's trying to go back to Bandit Trick. Did he get it? Oh, no, the Thermite charge isn't even done.
Looks like he actually lost the Thermite charge already, actually. GP get killed by FS Senpai below. So Senpai on the roam will at least get one kill into the Zofia too. So Zofia and your Gridlock down already. Not a good start here for Prevail.
No, but that's expected. This map is entirely defenders.
It is in a sense, but it's painful to see they haven't taken control of anything upstairs though. Usually on the attacking side, you at least want to try and take control of Cigar Lounge. That's usually where most people will try to take over. Usually going up white stairs or going through downstairs can be pretty painful for the attack. You see Ragnar using that skeleton key, as Bebas will get Orochi as well. The double kill for Bebas so far, but Ragnar looks like he's not aware. Oh, but Senpai, the wrong point, will turn around and he'll get the kill on his Senpai. Ragnar gets 1, but Reaps go down Bebas as well. Bebas getting 3 for the round. He's at no HP. He's gotten 3 kills.
This man, 1 HP warrior.
He is legit 1 HP, and he's gotten 3 kills. Looking to maybe get a 4th onto the last man of Ragnar, but no, be sway to get that kill in final stakes. A more dominating round than you'd expect.
Yeah, it looks really good for them so far. I don't believe past just the Thermite standing on red stairs that they had any map control.
Yeah, they took control of downstairs for a little bit, but they ran to Senpai, and they never really were able to drone out or, get rid of Senpai. Senpai was running around on the alibi. Most of the other defenders were on site, and it was generally not really a great attack here from Prevail.
Very good rotate from Senpai to get the pick onto. I'm not sure who it was actually. I think it was GP.
It was Sophia, the GP. I don't know exactly when they attacked, but it was probably near white stairs like they saw before. But as I said, we'll go down to our next site. We'll go into reading room and fireplace. I noticed I actually don't have a gang sound on. That's unfortunate.
You don't have any game sound either?
No. I turned game sound off on my OBS by accident for that first round. It was bad, man.
Oof.
I just noticed that. That feels bad, man. Oh well, it's here now at least though. Only 3 minutes, only 1 round to go by. Everyone Twitch out or something, and then that'll get fixed. But either way, we're going down to our second site of reading and dining. How do you feel about sites here? What do you think are the primary sites here for this map, Shadow?
I'm interested. Personally, I think kitchen is infinitely better than either of the 2 sites on the main floor, but I do definitely like reading more than mining.
Yeah, I would definitely say that dining and mining is definitely probably the worst site now, as it is with the site with so much distance between the 2 bomb sites, just because you have train in the middle of it. But I would say I would disagree personally with kitchen, because kitchen, yes, it's a definitely better than it was before, but the overlying vertical play that can be done to kitchen, so it makes it a lot harder in my opinion than compared to reading and mining or reading and dining.
Well, reading has the same vertical play.
It does, but the thing about this is there's no hatch, first of all, to going into reading anymore, which is great. Second of all, usually you can control upstairs here in Cocktail. Cocktail is a lot easier to control than controlling all of train, all of dining, and all of mining.
That's a fair point. I guess it depends on.
Yeah, there's a lot more map control you need for kitchen to keep clear of getting that vertical play. And so we'll be having our attackers, of course, on this roof as always, is that kind of checklist you do to make sure that you can, take map control. So of course they're playing reading and mining, like I said before. They can be playing upstairs. You have both Chemo and Senpai up here.
I'm interested in this role Orochi is playing in this round. I've played with him before. He was on Notoriously Savage, the team that I'm playing for a while, and he was on entry role then. It's interesting to see him on the Thatcher here.
Maybe people are playing a support role instead, but it's good to see that players are versatile in their roles. We get 1 kill already though. There goes the Vigil, which is a great start for Prevail, as they've now taken control upstairs already. So it looks like the Vigil who was upstairs as Senpai was taken, or Chemo was taken out, and then I think it was the Chemo. Oh no, Chemo was the Maestro who left, and I forget who was the Vigil who died up there. So they take control within a minute and a half. They got control upstairs. Now you see the Buck go to town as he opens up the ceiling to really displace these operators on site. First one will be Shadow, who's looking up a find and trying to find a kill. Kind of scared for his life here. He's gonna throw a C4 in the right timing as he gets
Ragnar going down. That was a play.
That was a kind of a lucky throw though, in my opinion. I don't know if he had any real information there for his team, but he'll get a kill anyway. And so 1 ping comes out in the Razor, who's right outside the reading doors. Looks like he's trying to push site, and they don't have their Sop Breacher anymore, which is unfortunate. Surprised Razor isn't up there either with the Super Shotty.
Super Shotty is like, it's good at opening floors, it just takes so long.
It's true, but you still need something though. This way we'll get GP as well, and now we're down to a 3v5 or 3v4. Ooh, but there goes the Maestro. Chemo gets shot out by Shadow as he opens the wall up. or I mean by Reaps, as but Shadow gets Razors and Bebis will get Orochi, and now it's a 1v3 all of a sudden as it's Reaps on his own, and walking out the breach will be
Wow.
Shadow to finish him off, and Final 6 take another round.
I'm actually surprised they won that. Starting out with a pick against them, the floor being opened up. Granted, they didn't get much of the floor opened up, but it's still surprising to see them win that round.
It's surprising, yes, but at the same point, I don't. That's one thing I don't see is I see some droning here and there, but I don't see enough droning to know where the defenders are. I see them a lot just like the buck above. I think it was Ragnar last time. Just he uses skeleton key, but he wasn't really using it informatively. He didn't know where the defenders were. There wasn't any droning to figure out where exactly to buck correctly or to use the skeleton key correctly. He's just kind of opening it up at first, and the C4, of course, also, you know, unfortunate. It was definitely seemed like a lucky thing right there. So as I say that, we'll be going down to our tertiary, our last site. I'm not sure you call it tertiary site. I would consider the tertiary site personally, as we go to kitchen service and kitchen cooking.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs.
But yeah, last round though, coming down to just really some unfortunate for Prevail, as you know, they were able to get some of the floor open. They were able to clear upstairs pretty quickly. They then went down. I don't know where exactly there were some kills. I'm assuming there was some kills by train or mining. As there, we were watching Razors in them by the reading door. So I'm assuming at that point there were some altercations over at train, over at mining, and they weren't able to really. They were trying to push from two different ways rather than just maybe hold off mining and train, and then just push through into reading as they opened the wall up. So I wasn't sure exactly where Prevail failed there, but fortunately they couldn't get the kills. They couldn't win the gunfights. We'll be heading to our third site, and one site they need to win though, because again, this is a defense side map, but you should not be going 3 rounds straight and wins here on Cafe. It's usually a 4-2 at the split, so this will be a round they need to win here for Prevail.
I'm interested about that third castle barricade on the double bar door to kitchen. It's not the general place that you like. The 2 other castles are in pretty default places, but that third one is an interesting one.
Well, if anything, they have more rotates out. They have the rotates through that wall that Chemo's in right now. So there's a lot more rotates. It's not like they're totally closed out of the site or anything.
Oh, yeah. I'm just like, usually you'll see that castle barricade either on the VIP double door or the coat check window. Somewhere
Coat
like
check window,
that
I wouldn't say for sure, because a lot of people would like to peek through that as they enter through the entrance or through the window of, I guess, dining or the cafe over there. So it's definitely interesting to say. I wouldn't say there's any default place for a third one, really.
It's interesting to see them not taking the third floor down. Usually that's the safer approach. Granted, it takes long.
No, they are. So it looks like Razor will be up there, but Bebis is playing quite agile roamer. He's evading any kind of drones or just not being droned out by the enemies yet. Or maybe he was. Drone will come out. Razor's a peek and lose the fight to Bebis. That was a quick speak.
That's really not a good... Oh, and a second pick on Orochi. There goes your Thatcher.
So again, they droned out Bebis, but the information, the communication from Prevail seems to really be lacking as they didn't really work together. And again, where's the pinch? Where is the teamwork to deal with Bebis rather than pushing him solo? That was not three, but 2 solo pushes against Bebis. There was no pinch, there was no teamwork before, you know, Razors just went to straight up peek him without anybody being there to refrag. And you had Ragnar come up the stairs. Again, there's nobody else around to refrag for him. Again, this is Prevail as lacking any kind of teamwork in this sense, so Bebis would get away with 3 kills. And again, I'd say Thatcher too. Orochi seemed very unaware.
I was gonna say that the gridlock dying early is pretty bad because that's your soft breach, that's your flank watch. But at least it wasn't the Thatcher, and then lo and behold, the Thatcher dies as well.
Yeah, it just seems like the lack of communication from Prevail to really understand where these members are. And so the last 2 are gonna be GP and Reaps. They can try and push through the east side of downstairs, but they're gonna run to probably at least the castle and the castle barricades.
And I don't think they're gonna get anything hard breach since Mute's still on the board and Thatcher died without using any of his utility.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a mute here or not. It looks like there is a mute. Oh, there's no mute on the freezer wall, but even freezer, going through freezer is a precarious position. It's not very easy to go through as an attacker and push through.
Especially in a 2v5.
Yep, in a 2v5, trying to push into kitchen service as Shadow will get GP, and now it's just Reaps on his own.
Final stakes take round 3.
So yeah, unfortunately, it just seems like Prevail are just lacking in some of the basics and just not any real teamwork when it comes to dealing with some of these roamers. Bebis just getting away with 3 kills.
It was very well played by Bebis there.
Bebis some great teamwork, great gunshots from Bebis, but I just really rack it up with Prevail, just not doing enough droning and enough teamwork to get rid of him. There's only one roamer. Like if you're in a solo roam, it should be easy for the attacking team to, if they drone you correctly, they should be able to get rid of you unless you're vigil, unless you're someone who can't be droned very easily. It shouldn't be hard for the attacking team to work out a plan to pinch you out. Even if one person gets killed, you should be able to refrag in that same moment though.
Yeah, absolutely. The 3 solo pushes there really killed Prevail on that round.
Yeah, I don't know if I count. I don't know if I can't count the Thatcher being a solo push. I feel like he was just unaware entirely. So with that, we'll be going back to our first site. As you guys know, it's usually a 3-round rotation. Usually you play 3 different sites, and then after that you can go back to the first site. Well, given that you won that first site, and you won those. Usually after 2 rounds, because it takes 2 rounds before you can play the site that you won previously. So now 2 rounds have gone by. They can go back upstairs to cocktail and cocktail lounge and bar.
I wonder if Bebas will be as potent with his bandit tricking as he was in round 1. I have to see someone on those windows, some kind of adaptation to get him off that wall. Not being able to open that wall just completely denies this site.
It's like yes and no. It's like there are other ways to take Christmas Christmas, or you call it cigar lounge, or you call it piano. There's other ways to take that besides just open the wall. So unfortunately, like there's no window. Unfortunately, there's no window play to get rid of Bebas there, which didn't see really that really. Prevail unable to really use any window play or anything else to get rid of Bebas inside a cigar lounge, and then unable to really do anything else for other than that. They tried pushing white stairs, they tried pushing from red stairs into the building, and not work out. And Senpai
It doesn't look so far that there's any window play here from them so far.
No, not really. So you have Senpai again roaming, but rather than being on the alibi like they were in the first round, they'll be on vigil instead, making it more difficult for them to join them out using that VRC, and they're lying down on brown stairs.
Interesting spot. I expected him to play on red stairs to like prevent the window play that we were just getting into, but it seems like that's not their plan.
You hear someone about me, I get a kill, I'll do some damage. But it'll turn around. Yeah, wrong time turning around, as GP will be there to at least take some damage back in. I can't say refrag, but at least take that damage back onto Senpai as he did Ragnar. So unfortunately for Senpai, not enough awareness to know another person will be there. At this point, we could now it's a 45, and I say that it's a 44 actually. Bebas gets Orochi.
Orochi back at 1 HP, or not Orochi, sorry, Bebas back at 1 HP.
Looks like Orochi pushed quick into Cigar Shop. Razors again. Bebas though from the window. That's the wind play I was talking about before. Great shots. And now so Reaps and Razor now have control as Reaps gets Shadow as well. Great shots from Prevail for this round. That's a 2v4.
I promised him, I promised other Shadow that I would say goodnight if he got headshot, so good night.
And so at this point, it's really coming down to the wire. Well, not really coming to the wire. It's a minute left. There's still quite a bit of time for the attack, and Chemo is being slowly just pinched out. The sway is inside of
definitely
freezer.
Looks like an attack round. The droning has been much better so far. The attackers are pinched on site. They still have their soft breach below. Both of them are low HP. Although 2 attackers are also low HP.
It looks like they were able to at least get some use downstairs, use like skeleton key to use. Chemo will get Reaps though, using that Alda, very strong. But someone's on white stairs waiting for a chance to peek Chemo. Well, there's a slowly but surely they're waiting for chances to get rid of the last defenders, and one will go down to Razors, and last one's gonna be Chemo. They know where he is.
Looks like a hopeless attempt by Chemo here.
You get one, you get Ragnar. It's a double for the round, but nobody the last one will be finished off by Razor, and that'll be another round. That'll be the first round for Prevail on attack here, as we're starting at 3-1. It's not looking good for Prevail.
Taking a round on that side though, like it shows that they're adapting, that they were able to take a round on that side.
Well, more than anything, they were able to at least take control of Cigar Lounge more than anything. I just think that Bebas having a great round that first round, what they put the nail in the coffin for them. It is good they took that round off of them, but they're coming down to the last 2 rounds of this half, and they need at least one more. So depending on how they play this next one, they need to trade differently. They need to at least not solo push Bebas more than anything. Last time they were able to take control of upstairs pretty quickly.
I'm not sure the plan there with the showing Clash in the reveal phase. Prevail has not changed their lineup of operators, to my knowledge, at all this game.
Oh no, they've been switching around here and there. They've been switching. Senpai's been switching between Alibi and Vigil. Sway
No,
been
no,
switching
Prevail,
between Valk and.
The attackers. The attackers aren't.
You said Clash. That's why I said that.
I'm saying that the clash was shown like as a tactic to maybe get them to switch operators, but Prevail has not switched operators on their attack at all.
Oh well. I thought maybe they're just trying to. I don't know if I was six pick or psychological, but rather just making sure they think that it's a Clash. Maybe I'm trying to hide one of the operators more than anything. Hard to say. There's a psychological game to it. It doesn't make too much sense. The attacking team has stuck to its gun this time, and it's worked out somewhat. It's not really worked out, so I'm surprised they haven't changed the operators. Actually, no, they have changed. They got rid of Gridlock.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, you had Rages on Gridlock, and they worked out, so this IQ instead.
Aggressively pushing Senpai here.
No, listen, no, Senpai's looking for opening an angle up with the impact. Looks like to see if they jump through.
Was that an impact? I
Yeah,
thought that was a Sophia charge. My bad.
No, that was an impact. They haven't opened the hatchet even.
Attackers dropped the diffuser. Attackers have recovered.
So there you see they're playing upstairs once more, like you saw before. This time, hopefully, Senpai isn't killed so quickly as last time you had Ragnar push right into Cigar Lounge and take out Senpai immediately, and then Chemo dropped down after that point, having lost their, the support roamer. Because roamers, if they're solos, shouldn't be hard to take out. So usually you want to have someone with you nearby at least. You frag. Oh, Senpai! We get blasted by GP.
Oh, mess of damage there from the window.
At this point, he's gonna run for their life and try to stay alive for as long as possible. But Razor's in a really good chance to get rid of Senpai, but we'll miss the chance as Senpai is now retreated.
Just imagine if he was on his scanner at the time. If Razor was on his skin.
Could be. Yeah, but Chemo's still upstairs holding strong with the Alda. This could be a good chance to get a kill or two, but depends how well Prevail execute on getting rid of Chemo. With a minute and 30 left, they took a minute and a half to, checklist. You gotta drone out, make sure where everybody is. You gotta get rid of the hatches, and there's Chemo to drop down. And so now upstairs control will now be surrendered to the attack. There actually is no C4 this time either.
Though. Beb is getting a first pick on a GP though. That's a pretty good start for them.
That's Sophia for boarding with a lifeline.
And no HP lost either. Leaves them with only one soft breacher.
True, but there is no C4 to get rid of Ragnar if he starts opening the floor up once more like before. With a minute left, they still have enough time to really open this floor up and allow for the attackers to go for a push if need be. If anything, they should really all kind of intent on planting at reading room door, but we'll see what happens. We'll see how they execute.
Once again, though, it looks like the Buck's just opening up the floor without much intel. He's not being able to act. Like, there's no drones going out, and he's not able to act on any intel.
It's not really a goal either. Usually, you want to open the floor up, and it's good to find something. He's not even actually looking in this thing right now, which is.
He also missed that frag grenade on the Meister cam, which just wastes a little bit more time and a little bit of utility.
Well, Razor gets one, Bebis gets Razors and refrag, but he actually saw the Maestro and didn't actually notice him. It's unfortunate.
Orochi with a pick on the Senpai, though.
No, but Chemo will at least refrag, and Reap will refrag back on a Chemo.
On a 1v2, Thermite versus Bebis on Jaeger, and
There's Bebis. Bebis gets another one. Bebis that round, which is back and forth. He's just running around through dining, through mining, back and forth getting kills on the attack. So again, it seems like Prevail more than anything for these attacking rounds. They don't have a lot of real, like, a main goal. They seem very lost on how to execute on, like, reading, especially.
I want to say that the kitchen execute was their worst so far. Yeah, their one upstairs looked pretty good both rounds. Bebis just was a total turnaround to the first round that Final Stakes won. He didn't get the picks that were required on the second bar defense. But I think this is going to look like a 5-1 split is what I'm saying going into it, just because of how the kitchen attack failed last time.
Well, the kitchen attack was more about roam clear more than anything. They didn't really even get a chance to really execute in the first place because there's only 2 people alive. So I would even consider execute. I would consider the main issue there was they really could not roam clear Bebis, even though Bebis was alone upstairs on the 3rd floor, and they droned him out too.
Correct, totally correct.
So this time it's like they need to figure out what they're gonna do to actually take control of 3rd and 2nd floor without really an issue, without running into losing 3 bodies. So the defense here, not much has just changed. Like the defense of Final Stakes is sticking to their guns. They've pretty much been the same operator lineup for most of their sites. They've been changing between like Alibi and Vigil and Valk, but for most part, it's not much different really. They seem to have their defense down to a T, and they know what they do. Hopefully, we'll see Prevail have that same kind of no say or initiative, not initiative, but like the knowledge to know what they're going to do on their defense. This is a defense side map, so it's a bit easier to defense. It's a bit easier to figure out how you defense. Attacking can be more difficult on the fly, so especially at this lower level, you know, community leagues, it's not too crazy to see them not know what to do. Hopefully, we'll see them come back on defense.
No reinforcements on prep kitchen wall. That is interesting. You could just take that door, easy take a bakery, open that wall, then you have a pretty long angle into the site.
It depends too. If they play upstairs and they have someone opening from above though, and they watch from a train, that could be a different story. You see Shadow up there right now, and actually I took some shots already too.
Then again, as you said, a solo roamer shouldn't be too hard to take out, and it looks like he's just retreating back downstairs anyway.
Yeah, he's not gonna let that happen this time. He's too scared to. I took some shots where he's gonna leave with his life for moments. Bebis looking for a chance to rotate upstairs. It looks like too. Bebis wasn't the roam. Players been on the roam every single round, except for when they play upstairs because you really don't roam when you don't roam as much when you're.
Well, let's see if he can get the magical 3K again on the stairs.
Hopefully this time GP is aware of this as he's going all. Bebis is going all upstairs. He's just trying to wait for a good time to pounce. As it looks like third floor has been cleared by the attack, and oh, actually no, Orochi's drone will see Bebis, and so this is where we see Prevail needs to execute a pinch onto Bebis.
Looks like they're both going into Cigar though. That's interesting. Oh, there goes Orochi into.
So yeah, it looks like they're trying to catch up once.
And Bebis on a pick onto Razor, taking out the IQ, but not the Thatcher this time.
That's
Good
a better
refrag
pinch
on
than
Roach's
before. At
part. least
least it's a refrag. Like I said before, as long as you refrag, it's not as bad as it could be. Again, if you know, best situation would be to kill him off the first time. But again, here we go. Better situation than last time for Prevail. Let's see how they do for this execute now. Now
Definitely more
upstairs.
efficient roam clear.
Ragnar has all the time. He has time now to open up the floor and displace these defenders, displace these anchors on site, and allow them to push either bakery or push from free. It looks like they're going for a freeze take as Reaps will open up the freezer wall. Senpai would be the one to deny that.
Or not.
Well, I meant deny that isn't like deny them walking.
I'm interested to see why they're not putting a meat jammer on that wall though. Like the
Oh no,
round
there's
before
a
the Thatcher
went
died
off.
early.
A Thatcher went off.
Oh, okay. They didn't have it the round before. They got that wall open even without the Thatcher.
Oh, C4 will get Ragnar and a Reef and a good kill as Senpai will get one to Orochi. Now it's down to just GP and just the attack not able to push in sight. Yeah, they're getting denied from all angles of these executes.
This game has looked very one-sided so far. Not to punch down Prevail too much. It is a very defender-sided map, but it almost certainly will be a 5-1 split, which is not what you want to see as an attacker.
Yep, GP will go down to the castle, and that will be final stakes to take 5 rounds out of 6 on their defense side. So if you guys didn't know how competitive Siege works, it's a 6-round half. So having 6 rounds gone by, both teams will switch sides, and now we'll have final stakes on attack, and we'll have Prevail on defense. It is the first to 7, unless both teams get the 6, and then we'll go to overtime. Actually, no, we don't overtime because Pro League days. I'll be a draw. So for our first defense here for Prevail, we're going upstairs, of course. Upstairs with a different lineup, though. We'll see a Kaid rather than a Bandit from Razor. The Smoke, which really didn't see much of on the side of Final Stakes. They didn't really use Smoke much. They didn't really want to use Toxic Canisters. The Jaeger, of course, is a pretty mainstay. But Mozzie, one you don't see as well, using those pests to hinder or capture drones of the attack.
I believe we only saw Mozzie in 1 round of the first half when Shadow got the pick on a Razor through the floor. This before.
Yeah,
Ragnar,
one
sorry.
C4. Yeah, the 1-4 C4 is the only time we saw Mozzie from Final Stakes. Of course, Maestro and Ragnar are very same pick here as Final Stake. But Smoke, though, yeah, Smoke's not very often. Neither is Kaid. Interesting to see how Prevail is going to play this and what they're going to do exactly with those utility, the Toxic Canisters, and the Electro Claws. Mozzie 2 is pretty powerful as well upstairs because a lot of the drones have to go through a lot of those doors upstairs. So I'm surprised I didn't see Mozzie on the side of Final Stakes either.
I'm interested to see how the Smoke is played up here because it's usually the site is so big and open. There's so many places you can plant in the site. The Smoke really isn't as useful as he is on a site like Lockers on Bank, where you know exactly where they're going to plant and it's a very closed in
Well,
space.
there is a default plant though. Like I told you before, that wall between lounge and
Oh
bar
yeah,
is considered a
there's a
default plant
default
spot.
plant, but then you have the other plant on the freezer wall. You have the plant behind the bar. You have the plant
The
behind the
freeze
small
wall
door
doesn't.
in your
The freeze
skylight.
wall doesn't count. Can't plant in freezer.
No, not on the like the stone wall right next to the edge of the bar on the freezer doorway.
The edge of the bar.
Attackers need to locate
If
and
you go down a floor, uh,
Where?
on the left side of this bar right here, the doorway where GP is reinforcing right now.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before. That's the wall between bar and lounge I'm talking about. That's like a default plant spot. And you can also plant. You also see people plant inside of cocktail or by the bar as well, behind the bar. But you'll see Reaps is using the shotgun to open the bar up, so you can't really see if you're planting behind the bar. So I think that with good information, especially Ragnar on the Maestro with Evil Eyes, smoke can be very helpful as well, just to deny that too.
Speaking of plant sites, did we see a single diffuser plant in the entire first half of this game?
No, we didn't. It was
Interesting
0
reinforcement
plants.
going down here from Reaps.
5 seconds left.
Well, I wonder what he's reinforcing downstairs. Is that part of mining?
No, that's the hallway between mining and stairs. Looks like he's playing downstairs, maybe in the reason to reinforce that. Hard to say. We'll see how they place out and what exactly is ending, as he is the Mozzie though, so he has a C4 as well to his advantage. If he can capture drones and place them in correct positions, you could get a kill inside of Cigar Lounge, as it looks like they are really maybe leaving Cigar Lounge to be taken over, as nobody's in Cigar Lounge to defend it.
GP playing pretty risky here on a soft wall in bathroom. Is that soft wall?
That is not. Not softball.
Okay, never mind.
You'd be probably running the shotgun, I'm assuming. Running the shotgun as well, just like you see before in other games as well, higher level games. Playing the shotgun around the corner, pretty good position.
Is there
Though it's
anyone in
surprising.
high level play that uses the FMG9?
What's up?
Is there anyone in high level play that uses the FMG9 on smoke?
Knock does.
No, smoke.
I know what you mean, but no. Mutant smoke on high level play is always a shotgun in this. So downstairs, be Reaps on his own on the bottom floor. You see Senpai and Bebis already on site, just destroying as much as they can, trying to drone out. You see Sway get right to the work, but Rochi, the man.
Wonder if the Ash is aware that. Oh, yep, the Ash is totally aware that.
I'm not sure where it
Rochi's
just
coming
had
up the
good.
stairs.
I did think it was just good reflexes there, as Bebis just thought about it.
Beautiful shot onto Orochi. That's one of the two rummers down, and no damage taken on the side of the attack. It's
a great start for our attackers. They're looking to just finish this out as they're 1-5. They only need 2 rounds. Beba's looking for another one as he's looking around. They're actually, it's funny, they're face checking everything. There's not a lot of droning here from Final
Not much
Stakes.
droning coming on here.
You'll see Bebis and Senpai just face checking all of second floor. But if take control of Cigar Lounge, you see the Nomad of Shadow and Chemo now in there. That Nomad will be pretty powerful, but it looks like it might get destroyed by a Bandit Wire. I think that Nomad got destroyed by Bandit Wire. I can't see. Oh, no, it's on top of the door. It's on
the piano wall?
Yeah. No, it's on top of the door. You can see the top of the sill. The top left of the sill. It's there.
The holes on the wall that Kimo Sabe is peeking through right now, that's what I was referring to in round 1.
Oh, yeah, that's a default spot. Like, if you ever smoke in my place, Razor's taking shots from the new hatch from Sway. Razor will take most of the damage in that encounter. Surprised they're not opening up that wall from, and Pepper's just gonna walk in.
Well, they don't have a Thatcher on board, and that wall is guided, so I don't think they have the ability to. Bebis gets fragged here by Razor. Nice shot.
Senpai gets one at least though, so now it's down to a 3v3. But another walk in the bathroom is gonna be Razor again to get on a Senpai and a
Razor,
C4
one-man
to finish the
army.
round on 2 of them. Shadow and Chemo. A great C4 from Razor to win them another round and keep them in this game. What a magnificent C4, and also the perfect timing.
Why didn't they bring a Thatcher?
Oh, because they had I would say because they had the buck from below. And the IQ. The IQ and the buck from below can destroy it from below.
Oh, absolutely. They can destroy everything from below, but it's like 100% chance of working versus a 50-50.
Oh yeah, but you have the guns. It's like you say 50-50, but like being below with the buck and the IQ, you can destroy a lot of things. You can get a lot of picks. You can move defenders as well. It's definitely an alternative strategy. You can't say it's not a good one either.
No, I'm not saying it's not a good one, but I think here in this matchup specifically, not bringing a Thatcher might be their downfall.
Yes and no. I wouldn't say that was a downfall in the round before. I would not say that. entirely. They didn't need to require to get into freezer like that. They like Bebis walked straight into freezer with no issue. That was an oversight on their side entirely. That could have been a different if Bebis got that kill on Razor. It could have been a very different round.
Oh, absolutely.
I think entirely that Prevail on that round is just great shots from from
Razor
to really finish this out with a good clutch. He got 4 kills that round. That was a quad kill. So it was more than anything.
Shots.
Yeah, I would say the Thatcher not being available sure is it can be a damper and it can slow them down a little bit, but I don't think it's crazy enough to say that was the reason they lost them.
10 seconds remaining.
I think if they got that thermite wall open into freezer, it would have been a little bit easier to execute there. Razor wouldn't have that power position there.
True. If anything, I don't understand why they didn't buck that below though as well. They had the buck below in the first. You saw Sway using the skeleton key from below instead of mining and training. Why didn't he go over to where that place was and open it up?
That's a good question. Bless you.
Anyway, and also the IQ too. Like, there's so many different plays they could have played that, and I feel like they really rushed it at the end there. Again, that's just the the time efficiency from the teams to really get those things done if they're gonna bring this lineup. Oh yeah, see, damn it.
Bless you.
God damn it, I hate my line. That's it. Anyway, so we starting off again here on our. We're actually going downstairs, all the way downstairs to the kitchen, rather than reading and dining, or reading and dining like you saw from Final Stakes.
And no third floor presence here. Wonder how quickly they're going to get it cleared out. It's interesting to see Bebis on the IQ droning as well as. I'm not sure who Senpai is playing because they have FS in the first part of their name.
They're playing Buck. So Bebis is playing IQ rather than Ash's time. You have both the Buck and the Sledge actually as well from here. But Chemo will start us off though, getting a kill onto Orochi. I think Orochi was playing. Where was he? He was upstairs. I'm pretty sure he's upstairs. That's still a great start.
That's a really good pick early. And the Thermite still...
Oh, yeah, let's see his white stairs. He can get white stairs.
Thermite persists with about 25 HP remaining.
Yeah, good reflexes on Chemo to get the first kill. Get a roamer off the board. Reaped. So there's not many other roamers upstairs. So they have control of all upstairs now.
Sway with another pick on a Razor. That was your hero from last round going down early here without using his C4.
Yeah, so now you see Senpai just going to town with the skeleton key. Sway could also join upstairs as well, can open it up, but they're going to try and get rid of any of the roamers outside of sight. Looking for Reaps.
One hung an angle here in Kochek might be the downfall of Sway if he doesn't play this correctly.
Kochek is a hard place to take over, especially because of the window right there and then the door on the other side. And there
Sway
it
gets
is.
taken down by the Mozzie.
Yep, that'll be Reaps take out Sway. That's a good pick as well, but still a 3v4. Though 2 members of this side of Fausting are low in HP. Coming to the last 47 seconds, time is ticking. One smoke comes out, wrong placement as nobody is there. It looks like maybe it was through form for the hatch actually.
Be interesting to see who wins this as Final Stakes holds the man advantage, but definitely not the HP advantage.
Yeah, they are very low in HP. It's not much to take out the Thermite and the Buck, but the wrong timing, but a good pinch from Final Stakes to get rid of both of them as a drone comes through. Garnishes his attention, and that'll be Shadow to take him out. Final Stakes are getting ever so much closer as they need to push in, but low HP, and there goes 2 actually, as they both walk in at the wrong time. It actually was a double kill. GP gets 1, but Senpai will take out his friendly by accident. There's the ult that take out Chemo. Is down just to Bebis in a 1v2. He'll get 1. But no, timer's out actually.
Prevail wins that round by very well played by Smoke. Didn't seem like the communication was there by Final Stakes since one pushed through the hole as the other one was shooting at the smoke.
Anyway, so yeah, that round really coming down to just time management in a sense, but also just not able to finish out some of these kills too. It was a very different round from before. You saw seems like some hesitation from Final Stakes when it came to executing.
I wouldn't say hesitation. They had very good efficiency clearing out all the roamers on the third and second.
Well, yeah,
floor.
that's the roam clears though. When it came to execute, though, they had a 4v2 advantage at that point after killing. Or no, there was a 3v2. No, 4v2. It was a 4v2 advantage. And
it was a 4v2 advantage. I think it's the communication that broke down, not necessarily the execution, because the only full health player left on Final Stakes pushed through the hole as Buck with
No,
very low
Bebas was little.
HP.
Yeah, Bebas and Nomad still alive, which is Shadow and Bebas were both had full health.
The Nomad got team killed. is what
Yeah,
I'm
no one
saying.
get to. So
But I'm not
it's
including-
communication, but it's like it's hesitation and before that though, because they had the man advantage after getting rid of the two roamers, but then they hesitated to execute with the man advantage. That's what I'm saying right now. Like before they got to the execute, there was this hesitation that they could have got rid of code check with a better better way of doing it, and they allowed for what is it, Buck just walk and get killed there.
Yeah, the Buck got killed immediately after team
No,
killing
it
the
wasn't
Nomad.
the Buck. It was no Sledge. Talk about Sledge. I'm talking Sledge. Remember Sledge pushed code check first time?
Yeah,
It was
Sledge
a
was already low
hesitation.
HP peeking that corner.
Yeah, it was hesitation for Sledge then to push the Mozzie with any help there too. Like it just seems like they were kind of lost at how to take out Reaps, who was inside code check, and then go for an execute after that. As if they had gotten rid of Reaps faster and without losing Sledge, and went for a push instead, it could have been a very different story.
Smoke roaming upstairs is an interesting play on the part of Prevail. Very risky, high risk, high reward.
We see Smoke roam as well with having the toxic canisters to deny entry, not only having the shotgun SMG love, makes him a pretty powerful operator no matter where he is.
Absolutely, but if he gets picked early, you're in a world of hurt.
I wouldn't say world of hurt, more like you use a lot of utility more than anything, and it makes it more difficult. But I wouldn't say it's like world of hurt is dependent on what happens exactly. And he's using it right now, so yeah, we'll see what happens. I wouldn't say
Very
it's all
early
low review
toxic,
Smoke or
babe.
anything. But if anything, they need to be able to ensure that both these defenders can at least get something out of this. If anything, wasting time or getting a kill or two would be probably what they want to do here.
We've already wasted a minute here so far, minute 15.
True. And now headshot from Bebas onto Orochi went stairs. That's not what you want here on the defense.
Bebas seems to be hitting all the shots tonight. Very well played by them. And Shadow to pick on the Razor.
Ooh, but GP gets one of the senpai. And he'll refrag immediately by Bebas
refragged
though.
by Bebas. It's looking good here so far on final stakes. They're 4v2, HP advantage, man advantage, minute 20 left, control of third floor. Everything's going in
Yang
their
2
favor right now.
just shoots some of Candles on the site through the floor. Not sure how much that'll help them. And he walks right into Bebas, walks right into Reaps though, just sitting and waiting in the hallway. Ragnar gets sway. Now down to a 1v3. That was close though. So final stakes would get another round and they'll put up a match point.
Well, they've secured their at least 1 point here to start out with. Pretty good start to the season for them.
Bebas is going off though, holy shit. Bebas going 18-3 for his team. He is carrying final stakes. I say carry, but not that bad. But actually, well, 8. The next person is 8, so maybe it is. I can't say. Bebas is just destroying Prevail here.
Can you hold the scoreboard open for a second? Oh man, Bebas with 18. Woo!
I just said that. Damn it.
Did you? I totally
Yeah,
wasn't paying attention.
I was just
Pablo
talking
gaming
about
me.
it. I just said he's carrying
Pablo
his
was
team.
gaming me.
All right, well, we're going to our potential last round as we'll go to our next site, which will be back upstairs. As 2 rounds have gone by, and they won one at least, but they weren't able to win the second one. They've won 2 out of there, so basically, this is pretty much what you expect out of a defense-sided map. Is they win 2 rounds, they lose the third one. But it's unfortunately that's not what happened in the first half, as you saw Final Stakes win 4 in a row? 3 in a row, 3 in a row? I think it was 3 in a row. 3 in a row. Before Prevail actually took a round off of them. And so last time we had this site was a very good start from Final Stakes to get some kills and then get control of Cigar Lounge, which is something that Prevail could not do. Well, they couldn't do it until their second attempt at it. And at that point, they tried to push through Freezer. They didn't have anybody destroy the kites from below, because they had the IQ and Buck. At that point, then you saw Bebas try to push in, get killed by Razor. Razor gets another one pushing through the bathroom with the IQ. I think IQ was differently that time. And then he gets a C4, double kill the C4, and wins the round. So Razor that round was the MVP. Not sure how effective he'll be this round, though. And so we're looking. This looks like the rest of this team is just roading out. Final Stakes figuring out what they're going to do for his attack, and They're just doing the checking out the marks off, going through the procedures, figuring out what they're gonna, how they're gonna plan this out. As Senpai though walked up the stairs, already has the Ty can control second floor. He's pushed through second floor. Bebas and Senpai have gone to second floor, and Reaps though is on the stairs from White stairs below, and Orochi's on the stairs going up. They seem to know that Bebas is inside of train. Just they bring, see that they're bringing the Ying along again, even though that there's not a lot of places to really throw Candelas. So Candelas are pretty powerful, but again, the Jaeger's there though, so those ADSs could be easily out. Exactly to say that one ADS will take out partial the Candela, but some of the mini Candelas will come out from inside of it, and they'll flash some of the defenders, but not really do much. A waste of utility from Sway there. The Chemo opened up the wall into Cigar Lounge. Another one comes out to blind anybody if they're inside a Cigar Shop, but nobody's there for the moment. Another one, a third one's coming out to see if the enemies in Cigar Lounge, but nobody's there, so it's all of Sway's Candelas out the door. GP again in the position to use that shotgun very effectively to take anybody going through White Hall. Roshi on White Stairs. Looks like they might be trying to rotate down, Reaps as well as below, and this is a chance that they all try to push in. They could get rid of the anchors, but though below we use Senpai to get Orochi watching from reading. Now Senpai in a position to stop Razor from sitting inside of Freezer as he starts to open the floor up, and there's Razor now in a scared position as Senpai is opening up the entire floor with that skeleton key.
This is what we felt, what we didn't see in the Final Stakes last attack on the site.
Last time they didn't do that, they were able to get him out of Freezer. So this time they are putting pressure on Razor, but Razor's still in there, holding strong. Looks like they were able to get rid of running, but oh, walking through Razor would get a Bebas again, but Chemo get Ragnar, and now to a 3v4.
Only 25 seconds left though. Are they going to be able to pull off their attack here?
They're looking, they're running out of time, and they're figuring out what to do exactly. As Chemo get Razor 2 as well, and now down to a 2v3 as GP will get Sway as he walks around the corner. Shadow will see the edge of him, but missed the shots, and then SMG-11 will finish off him. And now it's down to just Reaps against Chemo and Senpai.
Looking pretty good for Final Stakes here. Post plant. No C4 remaining for Reaps.
Yeah, Reaps has no utility left. It's just the MPX of the Deagle.
He doesn't seem to know where anyone is either, besides that just one active ping.
There's one on the corner. Watch from New Hatch. It'll be the Thermite of Chemo to finish off in Final Stakes, so we'll take that win. They'll take 3 points.
Very well played by Chemo in the last round, picking up a 3K if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they got 3K as well. He's getting some great shots from Razor and Freezer, and just good work and good utility usage that round Final Stakes. Something they couldn't do the round before that or the time before that, like that. Also, everybody left right there. I'm not sure they give the stats after everybody left or not. Oh yeah, it does still. Nice. So great work from Bebas. Bebas going 18-4. Rest of his team putting in some work, but not nearly as much as Bebas. And then Prevail having some issues. But good work from both teams. Who in interviews, right?
Yeah.
So Final Stakes, who are we interviewing?
Can we all be? Yeah, can we all be there?
One of you. It's one of you, not all of you.
Alright, yeah, I'll do it.
Right. I can drag whoever, just let me know.
I think it's a Shadow do what he said.
Hi.
You've been singled out to do the interview.
Yes, I have been. For some reason.
Singled out to do the interview, so let's see how you feel about this game. How was the game for you, Shadow?
Second Shadow. IGL is yeah. IGL is always stressful, but it's a lot of fun watching, being the mastermind behind watching my team succeed. And quite obviously taking a pretty decent part in it. I mean,
that was a really good game, guys.
Yeah, no, we had Beavis was just sitting there clicking heads. That's what he does. Chemo was
pretty filthy.
Yeah, Chemo was our support player with that thermite and the castles and whatnot.
You guys started out with a 5-1 at the half, though. That was some fantastic defense from you guys.
Yeah, it's because teams don't know how to handle structured aggression, which is what we've done with this map.
More than anything, I'd ask, how prepped were you for a cafe map? Were you expecting to play cafe today?
Oh yeah, no. We've been going over cafe a lot. We've scrimmed Prevail on cafe before, and actually lost to them.
Interesting. How do you feel about Cafe? How about you feel about Prevail's attacks? Did you think they were well informed and well prepared, or how do you feel about their attacks here on Cafe?
The first 3 rounds on Cafe, I feel like they weren't very well performed or well informed or well prepared, because I believe it was Senpai was just he was just keeping them at bay downstairs, and then they started to come up, and they had to deal with me on the Legion. They had to deal with Beebus on Bandit. They had to deal with Chemo on Maestro.
Yeah,
And
there
it
was
was
some
just a bad
chances where it
time.
was just like Bebes upstairs and it was in a by himself roaming, and they failed to well, they joined him out, but they failed to really pinch him, and he got a 3K.
Yeah, no, Senpai is a good player, especially if we let him do his thing. And Beebus, I don't even know what that man does, and honestly, I'm scared to find out. That man is disgusting.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was pretty filthy. He just won all of his ones.
Yeah, and dude's actually super chill. Like, the Prevail, who was on Kate at the end there? I forget.
oh, that was Razor.
Razor.
Razor was Razor.
Yeah, okay. Rager would pick off Beebus and he'd be like, crap, he's in Freezer. And he'd immediately just get followed up by me on New Bell, Chemo, and Christmas. And he was just stuck. There's nothing they could do. And we just continued to single them out one by one.
Yeah, it was
And
unfortunate you
half the
guys
time-
didn't use your utility that first time you attacked upstairs to open up below Razor instead of Freezer.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, we just messed up our first attack. It was that warm up getting used to their defense thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It was pretty good. It was pretty good either way, though. It was definitely a bit dominating from you guys, though. It was great to see you guys really play well together, do some good teamwork, some good team plays as well. Unfortunately, Prevail not able to do that, and so just great overall work from you guys. Anything you want to say before today to all your fans, I guess?
I I don't have fans, dude. I'm not that popular. But that was, fun match. And I wish Prevail luck in future matches. And obviously, if we face them in the finals, let's have some fun.
Exactly. So great work from both teams today. We'll be closing it out here, guys. Thanks for coming by and watching. We'll be back. When tonight? In about 40 minutes.
About 40 minutes. Yeah.
Back in 40 minutes, another game, guys. If you want to stick by, we'll be seeing you in a little bit. But GG's to both teams. We'll see you all later.